The Boy with His Head in the Clouds is a really important episode of Arthur. It's the first segment of the 7th episode of the 6th season, and this one focuses on George. And I really like George as a character. I think he's had a couple of episodes focusing on him, but not too much. And in this one, he seems to be daydreaming, or his mind seems to drift, and then we learn that he actually has a lot of difficulty with reading and writing. And some of the other characters are not necessarily bullying him about it, but they're not as pleasant as they could be. And Mr. Ratburn kind of twigs what's going on, and he kind of realizes that actually George is potentially dyslexic. And I just thought, way to go, Mr. Ratburn. Because not only did Mr. Ratburn kind of recognize this, but he also put things in place to help George and to make George feel better and to make George feel not alone. And this is a really fantastic episode because I think there will be probably plenty of children like George who maybe do struggle with reading and writing and they just assume they're a bit thick. And this is kind of what George is beating himself up about, and he doesn't realise that actually it's not just being a bit thick, which I think a lot of people, certainly a lot of children, would jump to that conclusion. It's actually, there's more to it, and there are things that you can do to help that person. And it's definitely a great episode for introducing the concept, not just to other children, to make other children aware that dyslexia is a thing, but also to help children who are dyslexic, whether they've got a diagnosis or they just have these symptoms, to make them aware that they're not alone. There are other people who experience these things, and people like your teacher should, most of the time, be able to help you. I'm sure there are some children, some teachers rather, maybe old school teachers who dismiss it out of hand. But generally speaking, I think teachers are trained a lot of the time in dealing with children who have dyslexia and how best to approach those things. Really important message, very well told. George is a brilliant character, and a great character to have at the centre of this because he doesn't get that much attention that frequently. And I rather enjoyed the episode. Definitely an important message and very well delivered.